Hi, I'm Jason. Welcome to the video and thank you for your time. In this video, I want to take a look at one of my favorite types of characters in anime. Not the underdog who rises up to show their true capabilities, not the fish out of water who makes it big in a strange new place, not the overpowered hero who saves everyone with ease, nor any of those other well-known archetypes that stories are built around. All of those are great, and I love stories featuring them, but there is one other type I want to focus on here. I want to look at shy characters, characters with severe social anxiety, disabling self-consciousness, and total fear of interacting with others. The reluctant introverts. Not the happy ones, because introverts can be happy with their chosen situation. First, I will explain what I mean by shy and why characters fitting that description resonate with me. Then I will show a few characters who don't quite make it to the top of my list, all of that leading up to my top 3 shy characters. Before that, though, just a quick reminder to leave a like, drop a comment, share this video, and consider subscribing to my channel if you're into this kind of content, the usual YouTube stuff. Shy. What do I mean when I use the word shy? Here in Japan, students have often asked me what the difference is between shy, embarrassed, and ashamed. Sometimes Japanese words like hazukashi are hard to translate or cover a broader range than English words. I usually say that embarrassed is a feeling of wanting to hide or disappear after making a mistake in front of other people, like standing on the train and noticing your reflection in the window and seeing that your fly is open and people sitting in front of you might have seen that. Your face turns red, you want to run away, embarrassed. You did something and it was public. It doesn't matter if anyone actually reacted to it, you still feel embarrassed. Ashamed is a little different. You did something and you think it was bad, but there don't have to be other people around. It's a kind of self-judgment. You did something you feel was bad, you judge yourself, and you don't like yourself afterwards. It's like self-hatred in a way, I suppose. You can feel ashamed all by yourself with no one around. Shy is fear. Fear of being seen or heard by others. Fear of being judged or rejected by others, fear of failing in front of others. It might be situational, like fear of singing at karaoke or fear of asking someone out for a date. There might be situations where you have more confidence and can perform well in front of others, like sporting events, while at the same time you balk completely when asked to dance. In some cases, the fear is total and all-encompassing, and you're afraid to do anything in front of anyone. That is how I explain the word shy, fear. If you have a different understanding of what shy means, leave a comment and we can compare. Just wanted my own definition out there because it is what I'm using to determine what makes an anime character shy. I myself am shy. This is something most of my students scoff at when it comes up in class. How can a shy person be a teacher? I talk a lot, lead the lesson, interact with everyone readily. Well, that is teacher Jason, not real Jason. I'm a huge introvert and spend most of my free time by myself or hanging out with a very small group of close friends. There are tons of situations that terrify me, so I either avoid them or chicken out and sit silently, melting into the walls and observing others. Shy people eventually, hopefully, find workarounds so they can function in social situations. And I have had a lot of practice being teacher Jason. One of my biggest weaknesses in social settings is actually talking too much because I feel uncomfortable when things get too quiet for too long. My workaround is to be the funny one. At least I hope I'm funny. When I talk, that is. When I go out, that is. Anyway, I'm drawn to shy characters because I am shy, and I root for them and hope they find a way to overcome that fear, that paralyzing fear, because maybe I can too. Maybe I can learn from them or get motivated by them. That's all. Not quite shy. There are lots of shy characters here and there in anime, but I want to talk about anime that are built around a character's shyness. That aspect is the driving force of the narrative, and overcoming it is the focus of the plot. I love the character of Sawako in Kimi ni Todoke, or From Me to You. I don't consider her shy per se, though. She raises her hand and speaks in class when she wants to. She readily volunteers for certain roles in the school. She often offers to help people she thinks need assistance. She is not afraid, but she knows how others view her. They call her Sadako and think she has dangerous paranormal abilities, silly as that is, and is just an unlucky person to get close to. And she doesn't want to be a hassle or make them uncomfortable, so she doesn't press herself on anyone. She has a lonely life with no friends to speak of, but it doesn't come from fear or interaction or rejection, more like resignation or recognition of how others see her, and she's gotten used to it. I love Sawako, but I don't consider her actually shy. Someone from a lesser-known anime in a similar boat to Sawako, someone who unfairly got labeled as unlucky or cursed or dangerous by classmates, is Akane from Jijo o Shiranai Tenkosei ga Gui Gui Kuru. That's a long title. Or My Clueless First Friend. Like Sawako, Akane has dark hair and pale skin and looks very goth-like. She is quiet, lacking in confidence, partly due to the death of her mother when she was very little. Now in elementary school, she has no friends and endures a kind of social bullying by the kids who seem to be in the most popular group, treatment that makes other kids wary of befriending her because she is cursed. She does try to interact, but when so many people put roadblocks in front of you, it is hard to keep one's spirits up. I won't get into the details of the anime, but the title probably gives some things away. Akane, in the end, shows far more embarrassment than shyness. Watch the show and see for yourself. The last one I'll mention here is someone who is actually, undeniably, helplessly shy, suffering from extreme social anxiety, as her name itself implies, is Shoko Komi from Komi-san wa komyusho desu, or Komi can't communicate. Tall, beautiful, gifted in both academics and athletics, Shoko has a severe communication disorder. Her name is reminiscent of the word for that in Japanese, komyusho or komisho. Her name, Komi, Shoko. And she was never able to make even one friend in elementary school or junior high school. Now in high school, she is judged to be elite and perfect by her classmates, who misinterpret her facial expressions as aloofness and disinterest and keep some distance from their class goddess. While Shoko is definitely shy, I'm not putting her in my top 3 because her case is so exaggerated, as are the personalities of everyone in her weird school. It is a fun anime and I root for her, and I found the manga even more compelling, so if you want to see a shy character overcoming that problem, with help from one special friend, you'll probably like Komi Can't Communicate. My top 3. Time for my top 3 shy characters in anime, in no particular order. They're all obviously painfully shy, and it is the main plot device as the story unfolds. Bochi Hitori is the main character of Hitori Bochi no Marumaru Seikatsu, or Bochi Hitori's Blank Life, or the Blank Life of Being Alone. In all of her young life, Bochi has only ever made one friend, Kai Yawara. Now, Bochi has entered junior high school and is separated from Kai, who is attending a different school. Bochi is extremely shy, to the point of throwing up when she has to speak in front of her new classmates. She's fine with Kai, but helpless with other people. This is the problem. Bochi and Kai both passed the entrance exam for the same junior high school, but Bochi didn't go to the interview because of her shyness and was not accepted in the end. That is why they have to go to different schools, and Bochi is alone. Kai, understanding that being Bochi's only friend is holding Bochi back, makes a tough decision. She tells Bochi that she is cutting off all contact and will not be Bochi's friend anymore. Bochi has to make friends with everyone in her new class before the end of junior high school, 3 years later. If Bochi manages to do that, Kai will be her friend again. It breaks Kai's heart to do this, but she knows that Bochi has to become more self-reliant and develop the skills necessary to live properly in society. When I started watching the anime, I hated Kai for what she did, but the manga cleared her motives up, and I totally get it. Watch Hitori Bochi no Marumarusei Katsu to see a girl overcome her shyness, develop skills and strategies for talking to people, and dealing with her fears. Will she make it? No spoilers. And the anime had only one season, so you'll have to go to the now completed manga series to find out what happens in the end. One of my top 3 anime with a shy character for sure. Check out another video I made about Bochi if you want more information. Moving on, we find another character with a similar name, Hitori Goto from Bochi the Rock. In Japanese, Hitori means one, and Hitori Bochi suggests solitude or being alone. While her name is Hitori, the friends she makes call her Bochi as a nickname. You see, Hitori is socially awkward and extremely shy. She longs to have friends, but lacks confidence to initiate contact. When she saw popular rock musicians on a TV show, she decided to dedicate her free time to becoming one, picking up her dad's long-neglected electric guitar and teaching herself to play hours and hours a day for years. She becomes amazing and posts videos on YouTube, never showing her face and using the comments to fabricate a more outgoing and popular persona. None of this helps her overcome her fears, though. But she does try taking her guitar to school in hopes that someone will approach her and start a conversation about music, but no one does. However, upon seeing Hitori carrying a guitar case on her back, another girl, Nijika, enlists Hitori as the new guitarist for her band, and we are off to the races. Nijika's unrelenting optimism overwhelms Hitori, and before she knows it, she is playing on stage in front of people. With a guitar in hand, Hitori is calm and capable. At first, she wants to play from inside of a box because it is easier, she can't see the audience. Then she plays with her head down and her eyes closed, then only one eye. But eventually, she gets better at being seen because she's confident in her abilities and she understands that no one is judging her except herself. So she can play with both eyes open, looking at the crowd. She can handle the crowd. Talking to people outside the band. Well, The characters are delightful and believable. The visuals are outstanding. And the music will rent space in your brain and live there on repeat. Go for the shyness and stay for the music and humor and growth of our heroine Hitori. Bochi the Rock is in my top 3 shy anime, a must-see. Finally, rounding out my top 3 anime with shy characters, we have, well, this is another typical overly long title, kind of a trend in manga and anime, more commonly called watemote for short. In English, it's, no matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm not popular. In this anime, we meet the main character, Tomoko Kuroki, someone who had a few friends in elementary school and junior high school, especially her middle school friend Yu, and entered high school with dreams of overcoming her social anxiety and becoming popular. Unfortunately, things don't work out that way. She's too shy. She has no social skills. She doesn't know how to initiate conversations and interactions with other people. Her carefully prepared self-introduction on the first day of school fell flat, and she went the next 2 months not talking to anyone. Depressed, lonely, cynical, beaten down by her apparent outcast situation, Tomoko is also obsessive, dirty-minded, altogether weird in a lot of ways, but isn't everyone weird in their own way? Doesn't everyone hide aspects of themselves that they think others wouldn't get or be turned off by? Closet geeks in one way or another. This anime has a lot of humor, sometimes raunchy, but it is also sometimes a hard watch as Tomoko fails and fails and fails. Nothing seems to help her break through and make friends, and she doesn't know what to do. It only got 1 season, but I was so concerned about Tomoko's plight that I turned to the manga to see what happened. I won't give too much away, but I will say this. Tomoko slowly understands that how she sees things is not the way things really are. Tomoko slowly learns to stop hiding and let people see who she really is, for better or worse. Tomoko slowly learns that not everyone is judging her, not everyone's opinions matter, not everyone is as together as they seem. And some people have noticed her. She's not invisible. And some people, in their own ways, have as much trouble fitting in and making friends as she does. If you want to see a pretty realistic depiction of a teenager with social anxiety, check out Watamote. If you like it and want to see how Tomoko fares over the course of her high school life, check out the manga. She might not be the kind of person everyone can get behind, but for me, Tomoko Kuroki is someone I recognize and sympathize with, and I have her back. If there are any anime with shy characters that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments. Also, all of the examples I listed are female characters, so if you know of any anime featuring shy male characters, let me know. And if you have seen any of the anime mentioned in this video, let me know what you thought of them. All comments are welcome. Plus, remember to share this video, leave a like if you enjoyed watching it, and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos about entertainment topics of all kinds. Everything helps. Thanks for watching. See you next time.